Hi, I'm Joe Navarro. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about the hands. The hands are fascinating. Just think about how essential they are. Not just that we can grab things and hold things and so forth, but what we can communicate with our hands. Let's talk about how we touch things, how we hold the baby, how we venerate something that we really like or love or care for. We do it with the hands. How our hands hold things, how our hands engulf them, demonstrates just how much we care or how dismissive we are of them. I remember doing interviews where suspects, I would show them a photograph and they would refuse to touch it. They didn't want to touch it in any way. And that had a lot to do with their culpability, where other people were just fascinated and wanted to hold things. But in general, how we hold things matter. How we venerate things with our hand. You can take a pencil and hold it, and you can be very dismissive, or it's just a tool, or it's something that your company is really proud of. How we touch things matter. The next thing I want to talk about is the fact that when we are empathetic, when we care, blood rushes to our hands and makes our hands warm. And in relationships, and our children feel this. Our children feel when they're just being tapped on the head or dismissively being touched on the shoulder, versus that warm hand that engulfs a shoulder or holds a face and so forth. And it often reflects quite precisely just how we feel in the moment. Those tender moments that we share with others are often reflected by the warmth, not just of, let's say, the face or the lips, but the warmth of the hand that you can feel that says everything is okay. When we're strong, our hands do very interesting things. We tend to increase the space between the fingers. So our hands literally sort of grow in size. When we lack confidence, the fingers tend to withdraw and come together. Oftentimes the hands may shake and so forth, and we may even, if we're scared, withdraw the thumbs so that we tuck the thumbs in. So one of the things that I look for, and I've had poker players rely on this, a player will look at their cards and all of a sudden now their fingers spread out as a sign of confidence, or even in negotiations where someone is negotiating and they feel confident, fingers are very much spread apart, and then as they lose confidence they come together to the point where sometimes they withdraw their fingers. So one of the things that I often teach executives is, if you want to show confidence in a very subtle way, is take a look at your hands and make sure that your hands aren't contrite, that they're not sitting together, where if you really feel confident, the fingers should be spread out. And speaking of that, one of the things that I look for are, when people are talking, is where are their thumbs? Thumbs are, for me, like exclamation points. When we feel that we're confident about something, or somebody else is confident, notice how often the thumbs pop up. They're a gravity-defying behavior. They're burning extra sugars, and they're sort of demonstrating that I am confident about what I'm talking about. Now, that doesn't mean they're right, and it doesn't mean that they're accurate, and it may not even mean that they're telling the truth, but they are at least demonstrating it with confidence. And so that's another behavior that I look for. One that I've been talking about for 2 decades now, of course, is the steeple It's universal. I've seen it all over the world. Some of you may have heard of the story when I was deep in the Amazon of watching the small child talk about his expertise at being able to shoot monkeys with a blowgun, and how he steepled his confidence. It is, for me, the premier behavior that we all humans share of when we are confident about something. Now, we may be wrong, but we're confident about that. So look for the steeple, because it looks like a church steeple. And then there's the ubiquitous handshake. And all I will say about handshaking is, through our handshakes, this is the first time humans actually touch. We're allowed to touch each other through that handshake. Make sure that you do it right. Make sure that your fingers are pointed down, that they're not pointing forward, so that the fingers don't end up on the inside wrists of other people. Don't over squeeze the hand. Just squeeze with enough pressure to equal that of the other person. And remember that good handshakes are treasured. Bad handshakes we remember for a very long time. And lastly, I want to talk about the hands and empathy. A lot of people think that sending an email or texting is empathy enough. I disagree with that. I think that we evolved as a species to demonstrate empathy through touch. Putting our arms around others when they're grieving, holding them, caressing them, helping somebody walk across the street. I have sat in an airplane seat with a stranger next to me who took my hand, and I was more than glad to hold this elderly lady's hand, because this was her first flight and she was frightened. We can show empathy with our hands by how we touch people, how we hold them, how we greet them, and so forth. And so let's not forget the power that we hold with our hands. And of course, we can use our hands to greet people, to let people know that we look forward to having them get close to us, to let them know that we care for them as we wave goodbye or wave them towards us, especially children. So the hands, fantastic for communicating, extremely authentic, extremely accurate. They're silent but powerful. And so there you are, looking at the body language of the hands. I hope you'll like this episode. Please click below and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.